Yeah, here we are. Here we are. How are you, Bruce? Oh, I'm fine. Ooh. Okay. Did you have a nice weekend? Oh, it was lovely. I was sun tanning in the roof. Sun tanning? You don't have any skin. Yes, I do. You do? Slap me 5. See? I skinned you. Get out of here. All right. Today's subject is about the internet. Now, hello. Today's subject is about the internet. Now, I said a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, that the so-called the left, is going to have to get their own, God, man, I didn't sleep well last night. I had this weird dream and well, anyway, a place where the left could put up videos, okay? And just the left, no free speech, because we are not getting free speech anywhere. YouTube now is playing games. They just want, if anything political, it's got to be right wing. That's it. Because right wing is pro and free enterprise, right? Well, the authoritarian right is for government control of the free market. So it's not free, it's just a market, it's just enterprise. But that's what happens. That's why we got, it used to be called Twitter, and now it's X. Stupid name for a video site. X. Or Twitch. Or Itch. We need a leftist alternative. Because what we got is like YouTube, okay? We got all these clowns that are proclaiming that they're with the political left. Seems like it. And now we're like a high school. It's this gossiping. Now, I don't give a damn about the Young Turks, all right? Don't care about them. If they want to be centrist, fine. If they want to be fascist, that's fine with me. No sweat off my ass. But then we have, I'm not even going to say their names, these two clowns, which I call the Rona Barrett twins, who like to gossip. And I don't know if they're out of the closet or are they in the closet, but they sure act like lovers, you know what I mean? And allegedly, gay people like to gossip. They love gossiping. Allegedly. I'm not saying they are. Don't call me sexist or right wing or fascist. A lot of gays I know, gay males, like to gossip. Just like some women like to gossip. Men are like, they don't really gossip. They're put down artists. That Bob really has a small dick. You know, stuff like that. That's how men gossip. So, I feel like I'm just wasting my time on YouTube. They have a thing called shadow banning. If they don't like you, They don't spread your videos at all. And then I go put links up in other videos and other channels. They take it off. They delete it. So how am I supposed to get my message through? I can't. Because I'm with the ultra extreme left. It's the old joke is I'm so left, I'm right again. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to get my message across. Most of the left-wing content are wishy-washy liberals or so-called progressives. But there's one anarchist, and I'm not going to mention his name, but he's like Trump. Boring. So until I figure it out, I'm not going to waste my time anymore. I'm going to go with Bruce, and we might go, I'm talking about you. We might go sailing somewhere on my yacht. You know, I'm one of these rich communists. I wish. We go somewhere, okay? Oh, that'd be great, boss. You think your wife will mind? No. She thinks I'm an old lady. All right. That's it for today. It's nobody gives a fuck, really. If I go away, even if I committed suicide, nobody would care. Just my wife. But that's it. I'm tired. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of the stupid Trump administration. I'll never understand as long as I live that how come Trump is not in prison or some military prison? I don't know. Maybe you should ask these guys. Yeah. Maybe you should ask them. Okay, they may be centrist. Who cares? I don't care. But they're still anti-Trump. I never heard him say, "Oh, Trump is wonderful now. I want to have anal sex with him." No, it's not that. But all this gossiping by these two Rona Barretts, or Heckle and Jekyll, whatever you want to call them, it reminds me of the 1960s and the early 70s, when the FBI used to write letters and start gossiping, and anonymous letters, mind you, saying, "Oh, somebody's having sex with Huey Newton's girl. I think it's Bobby Seale's girlfriend." Start rips, and SDS said that you guys suck. SDS says Black Panthers are a bunch of faggots. They used to do that. Start gossip to divide the left up. And you know what? It doesn't take any problem. You don't have to do anything. The left will always be divided because there's different philosophies that clash with each other. All right? There's no solidarity in the left, the so-called left. And now, the right is getting a taste of factionalism. They're just now understanding what that is. One group of conservatives don't like the nationalists, and the nationalists don't like the Christians, and the libertarians just want to get high and beg for money. Yeah, they love free enterprise. They advocate free enterprise, but they're broke. Most of them are broke. I say about 85% of libertarians are on welfare. even though Bill Clinton abolished welfare, you could get local welfare from your state if you try hard. But libertarians, they're racist, but they're high. They go, hey man, work with, step it up, pick up the pace, you darkies. My prostitute's coming to soon. I want you to harvest all my pot, okay? Yeah, I have a right to do whatever I want with my body. Now go, or I'm gonna not give you your checks this week, okay? Thank you. Yeah, that's libertarians. But my point is, by leftists gossiping about other leftists, it's it's self-destructive. Well, maybe you are. Maybe you work for the right. You know, you're pretending you're a leftist, but you're not. Who knows? But I can't play that game anymore. One thing is, everybody did a great job of. Never mind. So that's it for today. And I want to say a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Bye bye. Bye bye. Okay, part 2. Part 2. I forgot to mention something else, give something else in my chest. I wanted to also say, TikTok. Did you know TikTok was run by the Chinese Communist Party? Yeah. And for a few years, there was more free speech there than anywhere. It was really strange. There even was some anti-communist rhetoric. There was all sorts of people from every political spectrum you could think of. Then, somehow, Trump got involved because Israel was kvetching, which means, whining in Yiddish. Kvetching. They're talking bad about Israel. Can you do something, Trump? Or we'll release the P tapes. So what did Trump go? All right, Benny. Don't be a crybaby. You Jews are so emotional. What? I'm just telling you, they're talking bad things about us. So somehow, I don't know how this whole transpired, but it got bought off. Somehow, TikTok got bought, and there's this right-wing billionaire who bought it. And now, what is TikTok? TikTok is more censored than when the Red Chinese ran it. So the conservatives only want to hear their propaganda and nobody else. And they're anti-communist because why? Why do they hate communism? There's no free speech. Yeah, free speech for them. If you're a communist, would you let your enemy have free speech? Think about it. So that's what I want to say. That's a little extra. And once again, I'll catch you on the rebound. Bye.